to the November episode of Pocono Mountains Magazine. We have a special show lined up celebrating incredible musical talent. While there are so many amazing musicians across the country, we're shining a spotlight on some outstanding local artists right here in the Pocono Mountains.
Yeah, I'm totally ready to rock. How about you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Pocono Showcase is this great collaboration between PTN and Blue Ridge Cable Channel 13, as well as radio host Gary Cee.
Yeah.
And a lot of those episodes are shot right here at the historic Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg.
Yeah. And we're starting off strong with a Stroudsburg native who competed on The Voice in 2012, someone who I share high school and college alma maters with. It's Christian Porter.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go.
Christian, you play with a lot of fellow musicians here in the area. Anybody you'd like to mention?
Always. There's amazing musicians in this area. Too many to say their names today, but definitely there are musicians in my band. They're local, named Walter Lee and Ian Kirk. My drummer, Zach Kelsch, and my bassist, John Ventry. My pianist, Patrick Curson, and his brother, Alex Curson. And then we've got a few regional guys like Tyrone Fredericks Jr., who's my saxophone player. And all of us are collectively, you know, part of what I do, but we also have our separate identities at the same time. So it's really cool to mix and mingle between everyone else's projects and bringing those inspirations alongside of me. But I love connecting and collaborating with other musicians around here. I promote myself as much as I can, but I love promoting artists that are either up and coming or beyond me.
What are some of your favorite places to play in the area?
If I'm talking locally on my favorite places, the people that brought me from the ground up, I do have to mention Sarah Street Grill. Even with their change of pace from COVID, if it wasn't for Sarah Street Grill, I wouldn't be here today. And I started playing open mic there when I was about 14, 15 years old. And they gave me one of my first opportunities when I was about 16. And I was playing a late night gig from 9 to 12, and my parents had to stay with me because I was too young to be in the bar. And as soon as midnight hit, I was, gotta go home, we gotta do some homework. But if it wasn't for them and other locals like the Warrior Bar, the new venue Finola's Irish Pub on Main Street, Shimsa, Floods, all those guys on Main Street have been super supportive. But even beyond that, the Sherman Theater has been amazing for local artists like myself because they bring in the regional and the national acts and they give opportunities to people like me to support those shows. Not only that, they'll give opportunities when I deserve or a musician like myself deserves a headlining slot. And I've done multiple shows there, most recently a headline release of my latest album that I just put out.
You've recorded some music. How can people find out more about you?
So I just put out a new album called Collaborations with Myself. It was a record that I recorded during the pandemic, hence by myself. I did all the pre-production, drums, bass, guitar, piano, vocals, and through technology, I've been able to outsource some of those parts to my local drummer bassist, Walter Lee, Ian Kirk, and had them contribute online to recording this album. And it's an album that was an experimental album because we were all confined to our houses and trying to figure out who we were at the end of the day. And put out this album. It's on Spotify, iTunes, Google, Amazon, all those places. And more specifically, you can go to christianportermusic.com to find anything and everything.
Let's go out where no one goes. Take the less traveled path and roll. See some places we've never seen, like all the ones in their magazine. Live out all the dreams before they write this endless story about us. 'Cause it's about me, it's about you, It's about all the things we want to do. Ooh. It's about life, it's about change, it's about making me go insane, yeah. But never will I be your ball and chain. Let's take some chances, go somewhere I don't know, and I hope you don't despair. Climb a mountain one step at a time, hand in hand, strong in stride. Live out all the dreams before they rust. Write this endless story about us. 'Cause it's about me, it's about you, it's about all the things we want to do. Ooh. It's about life, it's about change, it's about making me go insane, yeah. But never will I be your ball and chain. Take my hand, we'll make it. Love so strong, can't break it. And if it fails, I'll save it. Even if I'm falling without a warning. 'Cause it's about me, it's about you, it's about all the things we want to do. Ooh. It's about life, it's about change, it's about making me go insane. But never will I be your ball and chain. 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 But never will I be your ball and chain.
And there you have it, a little sampling from Christian Porter, who has performed on this very stage at the Sherman Theater in downtown Stroudsburg. And he's not the only one. Many of those musicians being featured on Pocono Showcase.
Yeah, Pocono Showcase includes much longer performances of each of those musicians or bands, and you can check them out frequently on PTN and Blue Ridge Cable Channel 13. Just check out your local listings.
And coming up, we're going to have a little fusion of Latin and American music with Soul Katana.
Save them for another day. Baby, we'll make mistakes. I must confess, it leaves me a mess.
And up next, the legendary jazz duo Nancy and Spencer Reed that you can catch gracing the stages at the Deer Head Inn in the Delaware Water Gap.
It's the Pocono Mountains. We're in the fun business. With our world-class water park resorts, when it's cooling down outside, it's still summer inside. Our cutting-edge attractions are just so much fun, both indoors and out. You decide, then completely unwind from that fun-packed day. 3 great water parks, all in one awesome place. The Pocono Mountains. It's in Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
The Swiftwater. The name is classic, Poconos. Upon arrival, you realize this is hospitality you've never experienced. The feeling of chic, rustic elegance surrounds you. High-touch concierge service makes sure your stay is memorable. Enjoy crafted cocktails and savor rich flavors of the Poconos.
Find out what everyone in the Pocono Mountains is talking about at the beautiful Swiftwater. It's all part of visiting Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
Welcome back to Pocono Mountains Magazine. Soul Katana is a fusion of Latin and American music. Right here from East Stroudsburg, then studied in New York City, and graces the stages of local breweries and wineries all around town. Check them out.
So I'm originally from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, born and raised in the Poconos. I did a short stint in New York City, and I studied theater and singing and vocal performance. So it's been a really fun ride seeing where that has taken me. And I'm back here, and I got this band, and it sounds amazing, and I'm really happy to be a part of this and this show.
Did you want to be an actor?
Oh, I did. I still do.
But this is more fun, right?
This is more fun.
You play all around the Pocono area. What sort of places do you play?
I play at Fenola's on Main Street with the band for sure. You could find us at Fenola's, Barley Creek. We're doing Bethlehem, actually. Now we're branching out a little bit more. But any place on Main, I've done Flood solo, any of the wineries in the area, you could find us at Eagles Rest Cellars. Where else? Shawnee Craft Brewing, yeah.
Introduce your band. Who's in your band?
So my band is made up of 5 people, including myself. On lead guitar is Tom Fent, and on drums is Brian Smith. On bass is Ian Dietrich, and on conga and backup vocals is Skip Dietrich.
And you play solo shows too, right?
I do solo shows too, yeah. You can catch me when I play solo. I do a lot of like live looping kind of stuff. It's really fun.
And what's the origin of your family? Is it South American? Is it?
Yeah, so my mom is from Colombia, and my dad is from Puerto Rico. They met in the mid to late 80s here, working in the restaurant and hotel industry, and they had stayed here ever since. So they had me and my brother, and we've kind of just been a cool little Pocono family.
You get a lot of work here. Do you still have to have a full-time job, or are you a musician 100%?
Here and there, I have to pick up things to, make the income accessible for everything that I need. But music has done a really good job of being a bulk of that. And I'm just really blessed to say that, too, because I know it's really hard for some people.
What are you hoping to get out of this? How about a major label record deal? Would that be nice?
That would be really nice. That'd be really nice. We're currently, right now, we're recording first album. And hopefully it can drop at least a single by the summertime. Something really fun, something that you've heard today. Yeah.
How can people find out more about your music? You have websites, Facebook page? What do you got?
Yeah, you can go to www.soulkatana.com. That's SOLKATANA. And if you look up Soul Katana on any of the social media platforms, you'll be able to find it there as well.
Do you speak fluent Spanish?
Oh, yeah.
Is that your first language?
Spanish was my first language until I started kindergarten, and my mother was able to find a bilingual preschool out here that kind of got the kickstart going. So I grew up, and I still speak a lot Spanish.
Your parents have to be very happy with your success.
I hope they are, yeah.
Cause ever since we closed that door, oh, we ain't the same no more, yeah. Now lately what's been happening, you're talking things to all your friends, still wondering what could have been, but we ain't the same no more. Vámonos, hey, I don't know what to say. How you doing? How's your day? Where you going? Where you been? It's been too long. What's been happening? Yeah, what's been happening? Tú me dijiste que tú estabas deprimida y no querías saber nada de la vida. Y pero sabes que tú eres mi prometida. Hey, 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 hey. Y años pasas en la tierra al olvido y ya me miras como un desconocido. ¿Y qué te pasa cuando uno está perdido? Hey, 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 vámonos, hey. Well, I don't know what to say. How you doing? How's your day? Where you going? Where you been? It's been too long. What's been happening? Yeah, what's been happening? Hey, I don't know, hey, what to say. How you doing? How's your day? Where you going? Where you been? It's been too long. What's been happening? Yeah, what's been happening? Yeah.
If you caught my recent story at the legendary Deer Head Inn, you may have the opportunity to check out Nancy and Spencer Reed right there on that stage.
Your love is rain, my heart the flower. I need your drink or I will die. My very soul is in your power. And will I wither and die or blossom to the sky? Agua G, baby. Give the flower water to drink. Agua G, baby. Give the flower water to drink. I will never see another springtime, and I will never feel the summer sun without your love to share that springtime. And like the rain and the flower, our hearts will be as one. Agua G, baby. Give the flower water to drink. Agua G, baby. Give the flower water to drink. Say-ga-do-day. Do-da-da-da-da-da-da-do-day. Do-da-da-da-da-da-da-do-day. Say-ga-da-da-da-da-da. Agua G, baby, give the flower water to drink. Agua G, baby, give the flower water to drink.
Nancy, what's the name of that one?
Agua G, baby, water to drink. Brazilian tune.
How did you two meet?
Well, we lived in the Bronx, and a friend of ours threw a party that turned out to be a jam session, and they really threw it so that we musicians could meet. And then we found out we both lived on the same block.
Tell me about some of the great Pocono venues that you've both played in.
Well, I moved here to work at Tamament and to have a full-time job. There were 2 full-time drummers. My first job here was as a drummer. I played as a guitar player in New York, but we moved here through the Musicians Union down at Roseland Ballroom. And we lived at Tamament for a while. After a few months, I decided I had enough wherewithal to get married, and Nancy moved up here. We saw the Pocono circuit was happening with the Honeymooners, and places like all the Caesars resorts, Pocono Palace and Paradise Stream. And we played those places for a while, mostly through the exposure through the Tannersville Inn with the great Steve Jacobowitz, who gave us so many gigs. And then you were saying the other places we
worked
played.
at Shawnee, let's see, Fernwood, Pokemont, all those resorts.
They had full-time bands, so sometimes there were years we didn't work together.
Mount Airy.
You played together and you played solo as well, right?
Yeah, there were.
That's right. Separate bands.
And Nancy, I know you led the first house band at the Hillside Inn, and now you play a lot at the Deerhead Inn, don't you?
Yep, Deerhead is our favorite place now. We should
Favorite.
say we started off at the bottom of the Fox, and the great Ed Gilbert, who was the owner at the time, encouraged us to play jazz. And we used to dream about playing up the street at the Deerhead, and now the Deerhead's our favorite place.
And you play there regularly, don't you? And
We're sort of
We're
on
on
a
the rotation.
It's
Yeah.
nice. And we also get to work with different people. Sometimes Nancy uses a piano group. That's a lot of fun with Skip Wilkins and
Dan Wilkins,
great
Tony
musicians.
Marino.
And then sometimes I do a more blues-based thing where I'm singing.
When things were so unusual.
Storytelling through songs. Coming up next, hear from the software engineer with a passion for performing in the Poconos.
Died is all around and I love them all.
This edition of Pocono Mountains Magazine is presented by St. Luke's Monroe Campus and East Stroudsburg University.
You know, these might be small towns,
but they have a big town feel. Our small towns have fashionable boutiques like the Apple Tree.
and families are gonna love stores like Dunkelberger's Sports Outfitter. I think my son's gonna love this.
Our small towns are big on feel. Find us at PoconoTelevision.com.
He's trying to get people to know how to watch PTN.
This should be easy.
He thinks that streaming happens in nature.
How do we sell PTN?
Cable?
Broadcast.
Newspaper.
Streaming?
Streaming, yeah. You can stream a vacation, but you can stream PTN to plan a great one.
Find the PTN app everywhere that you are. Welcome back to this special episode of Pocono Mountains Magazine. She's a software engineer by day turned musician by night, known to play at the iconic Skytop Lodge and local wineries. Here's Elizabeth Gillen.
Elizabeth, where are you from?
I'm from Kunkletown.
Did you grow up in the Poconos?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, all the way up through high school, went away to college, and came back.
You've got some great songs. Do you write songs on guitar or keyboard, or both?
I've done both. Started off on keyboard, and then once I learned more guitar, got into that a bit more.
You've got that great song called London. Now, did you go to London, and was that the inspiration for the song?
Yeah, I did. So I studied abroad in London in college. So I was there for 6 months, and I wrote the song a while after I was back, kind of reflecting on the place and the person I had met there, and trying to grapple with the way the memories are kind of intertwined.
I love the song you have called Supermarket. You want to be seen holding the hand of the one you love in a very bright supermarket. Do I have that right?
Yeah, though I also like to think of it as it's sadder than it sounds, because it's kind of a retrospective on a relationship that became so complicated and sad that I found myself wishing for the simple things, just holding someone's hand in the supermarket. So it's a nice wish that I felt like I was missing at the time.
How about the one about the couple driving down the interstate? How did you come up with that?
Yeah, Alan and Lisa is inspired by graffiti that I saw on the turnpike. Yeah, I used to spend a lot more time on the turnpike, and I was driving once and I saw the words Alan plus Lisa written on the wall in a heart. So I wrote it down, and I wrote them a little backstory because I was inspired just by it's just an interesting combination of names. So I wrote them a fictional backstory. They're a troubled couple, had to get married. They have a baby on the way. So yeah, that's how that one came about. Alan and Lisa passing through Pennsylvania, his eyes like rosebuds, hers are long shut. Last week they fell out of love for a minute. Tonight their car reads just married. But the moon's getting high now, and his eyes are giving in. Do you think that we could stop for a minute, my dear? And it hit like a comet, and her eyes are flooded now. If we stop this car, this love, this war for a minute, then it's done. My darling Lisa, he began as he pulled out. You know I love you. They're on the turnpike with the paint from the car sign. He wrote on the stone wall, Alan and Lisa. Alan and Lisa passing through Pennsylvania, her eyes like starlight, his are shut tight. Her mother's waiting at a rest stop in Jersey. They'll need her helping with the baby.
road's been rocky, almost everything but smooth.
Coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine, another Pocono Showcase with Jesse Bardwell and the Noble Brothers. Some Americana in your ears. That's coming up.
Well, I've been lost and I didn't know where to go.
For a fun night out, come to the mountains, the Pocono Mountains.
Pocono Mountains Nightlife. Find yours at PoconoMountains.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jim Hamill, and on this special edition of Pocono Mountains Magazine, we are showcasing so many of the great performances on Pocono Showcase. And it really takes me back to when I was a teenager, jamming out in a band with my friends. I used to play the bass guitar, and so for this next act, they've been playing together since they were teenagers. Jesse Bardwell and the Noble Brothers are local. They play together in a three-piece set, playing a lot of Americana music. You got to check them out with Gary Cee up first with an interview, and then some great tunes. Enjoy.
What do you love about the Poconos?
I love the fact that I can walk out of my house and I have a 68,000 square acre national park at my disposal. I have the river right at the end of my street. I got a canoe. Yeah, the outdoors is the biggest draw for me, to be in the Poconos. I love to hunt and fish. And
I've seen pictures of you holding fish.
Yeah, I try to get the big ones.
You get the big ones?
I try.
When you look at your guitar case, is there a story behind every one of these stickers?
Definitely, yeah. Every single one of those is from somewhere I've been. And
you've been in Helsinki?
Well, that's a club.
That's a club named Helsinki in Hudson, New York?
Exactly, yep.
And you played Baton Rouge?
I did, yep. That's where the Red Dragon is. Couple from New Jersey, couple from down south like Virginia. There's one from Berlin. This is the best burger joint in Roanoke, Virginia, the Texas Tavern.
What song is next?
Curious Mind.
And you wrote this one?
I did.
You've done this on my radio show.
Yes, I have.
There's a video of it, I think, on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're great.
Well, thank you so much.
All right. Now you're free. You've been locked up in a dusty cage, shedding fears. You may never leave this place. It takes one, only one curious mind to leave it all behind. Well, in your time, you soaked up everything you could. Thought past your prime, your days left weren't meant for good. Takes one, only one curious mind to leave it all behind. What's it take to elevate you to a higher place, where what you make is worth it and can be saved? Takes one, only one curious mind to leave it all behind.
The stage is getting set for another Pocono performance. Hear from the band coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Since its inception, the Temple St. Luke's School of Medicine has focused on cultivating local talent. Training medical students in the Lehigh Valley has significant long-term benefits for our region's healthcare. Our medical students learn here, stay here, and establish practices here, becoming a true community asset. Start here and train with the next generation of healthcare providers for our region. Start here, grow here, thrive here.
Now you've got the Poconos in the palm of your hand.
For places to stay and shop.
And stories about the Pocono Mountains.
Go to PoconoTelevision.com to download the app and get the information you need for your visit with us.
Welcome back to this special episode of Pocono Mountains Magazine featuring musicians from Pocono Showcase. If you've ever attended the West End Fair, one of the largest summer events in the Poconos, you probably know the Cramer Brothers, and Gary Cee with Poco 103 recently sat down with the band on this very stage. Take a listen.
Introduce the band.
Well, over here to my left, probably your right, we got Mr. Bill Matlack from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Back here, we got the famous Skeeter Nallman on the bass guitar from Mount Pocono. From Nordmont, Pennsylvania, which is in Sullivan County, we got my good friend here, Roy Peterman, playing steel guitar. Over there, our good buddy, been playing together for a long time, Mr. Mike Carr. He lives in Bethlehem now, and he's got a studio there, but I can't remember the name of the studio. Holland Studio. Yeah. So if you need some recording, look up Holland Studio. And this guy here,
it's your brother. How long have you been playing around?
Wow. I mean, we've been playing, Randy and I've been playing for a lot of years. He started when he was 5 and now he's 75. No, how old are you now?
Yeah.
50.
57.
57.
Yeah.
And I started when I was, I guess, 12 or 13. And I'm not telling you how old I am now, but
you grew up in a musical family,
we grew up
right?
in a musical family.
What
Dad
did your
played
father
fiddle.
play?
He played fiddle and taught Randy how to play, along with Barry's dad, Ronnie Nallman. And Randy started out with a pancake turner and a butter knife. He used to imitate Dad until he about sawed through that. Then Dad got him a fiddle.
I ended up with a Martin.
What about your mom?
Mom, she just cooked real good and took care of us. And she didn't sing or anything, like she wasn't real musical, but she was a good mom.
So it must have been a jamboree at your house after supper most nights, right?
All the time. Country music. We didn't drink milk, we drank country music.
Yeah, right. Randy's played around with some other artists. Who else has you played with, Randy?
I'm playing with Sammy Kershaw right now.
Played in Nashville all over lots of times, but right now he's on the road with Sammy.
And your pedal steel player's played with a lot of people, right?
Roy, he lived in Nashville for several years and played with Mo Bandy and Joe Stampley, Jeannie Pruitt, George Jones. Played on the Grand Ole Opry well over 100 times. Ain't that right, Roy?
Yep.
So we're real glad to have him here.
Have you ever thought about moving to Nashville?
I did think about that
You
one
did?
time, yep. But I let that go. I had to, you know.
You grew up listening to a lot of Charlie Pride, didn't you?
Charlie Pride, George Jones, you know.
Merle
Haggard, Keith Whitley, Gene Watson, yeah, country music.
You write a lot of songs?
No. I have some that I have started, but I've never finished any of them, and I need to.
Yeah.
You should help me. Don't
laugh.
okay.
What do you do during the day, Ray?
I have a stove shop, stoves and stuff. Sell wood stoves, pellet stoves, gas
in Stroudsburg,
stoves. In
right?
Stroudsburg. We have 3 stores, one in Stroudsburg, one out in Tamaqua, and one in Emmaus.
Does the music ever meet stoves and stuff? Is there anything?
We've back during the pandemic, we did a little thing we called By the Fireplace, and in the store we filmed the guys playing, you know, and that was really cool. People were like, we should do that again, but that was fun.
Is he a good brother, Randy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's good to you?
Oh well, yeah.
Let me give you that 50 now.
Yeah.
Where else do you play around town? Do you play as much as you used to, or are you pulling back a little bit, or what?
We don't play as much as we used to. Back in the days when we had a group called Shucks, back in the late 80s, early 90s, and we used to do 105 dates, 110 dates a year, but we don't travel like we did back then. I guess we play maybe 20, 25 dates a year, something like that. And, you know, there's not a lot local here other than the West End Fair. We do play up at the Legion in Cresco occasionally, but Kutztown down that way and Williamsport up near there. And so we still get around some, but not as far out as we used to.
Do you have a website?
The CramerBrothersBand.com, and we also got a Facebook page. All of that stuff's taken care of by Kathy Sign, and we need to give her a big shout out here because without her, we'd be lost. She takes care of everything.
The Cramer Brothers with a C, C-R-A-M-E-R.
That's it.
Thanks so much for doing the show.
Hey, we love doing the show with you all the time in the radio show, so ask us anytime. We'll be here. Thank you.
Letting on my own soul, giving it a little. Always precious when you run out.
Another great local band raised here in the Pocono Mountains, playing on local stages. Check out Roots and Bluestone coming up on this all Pocono Showcase edition of Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Well, I've got so much more to live for than staring at that door. Oh, it's calling me closer.
At East Stroudsburg University, you will study with cutting-edge technology. You can perform in the classroom, field, or stage. You'll get involved on campus and off. You can have fun preparing for your future.
This is my idea of relaxation.
Finally, here on this all Pocono Showcase edition of Pocono Mountains Magazine, we've got a great duo for you. It's a preview of an upcoming episode of Pocono Showcase featuring Roots and Bluestone. Now, this might just be a duo, but they have a huge sound, including reggae, blues, rock, experimental, and jam. Check them out. Roots and Bluestone here on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Roots and Bluestone, what's it all about? How'd you come up with the name?
Coming up with names is something that is both a challenge and super fun part of. We had like a thread of text messages of all these ridiculous names.
Yeah.
So Roots and Bluestone, mostly the Bluestone portion is the Pennsylvania part. We're both Pennsylvania native. Bluestone is a Pennsylvania native stone.
Yep.
And then Roots being a whole bunch of different meanings. One being we like to play reggae music, we like to play blues music, lots of roots in that. And then also we have roots here in Pennsylvania.
Our roots are everywhere, yeah.
Walter, are you originally from the Poconos?
Yeah.
How about
Born and
you, Ian?
raised.
Yes. Yep.
Ian, you come from a musical family. Tell me about your parents. And what
I
they
do. So my mom has been a piano teacher for my entire life. And my dad was a jazz saxophone player from way back in the day. He traveled the whole world with Phil Woods and people alike. Yeah.
Where do you guys play around town?
Oh, all over. I mean,
everywhere. Just
walk up and down Main Street. We probably play at least 6 of the places. Yeah, Fanolas. We're there all the time.
Tomorrow.
Renegade Winery with the beautiful Sherman Theater set up there, and then where else do we play? A lot of Shawnee Mountain stuff, Shawnee Inn, that kind of thing.
Yep. Warrior sometimes.
Tell me about that song, No Pasta in the Hot Tub. What could possibly be the inspiration for this?
So we were actually playing up in Vermont and staying with some friends. And we had a really long string of gigs that day, and we were exhausted. And the only thing they had to give us at the end of the night was, like, leftover pasta. But we were like, we're so tired. Can we go in the hot tub? She's like, yeah, you can go in the hot tub. She's like, can we eat pasta in the hot tub? It was our friend's house. She's like, no pasta in the hot tub. And then and in the bar that we were playing, we just started singing it, and then everybody started singing No Pasta in the Hot Tub, and we were like, we have to turn this into a song. So if you listen closely to the lyrics, it has a lot to do with what happened, and there's a whole story there in the lyrics. So yeah.
Nothing's made up in that song.
No, everything is legitimate.
Let me tell you a story. Tell the people about the time we get the pasta. We get the pasta, but want to go in the hot tub. But Mark say no. No pasta in the hot tub. No pasta. 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 No pasta in the hot tub. I say, Margie not want us to eat the pasta in the hot tub. Yeah. She said, no pasta in the hot tub. Yeah. So we eat it before the hot tub at the table like a normal person. No pasta. No pasta in the hot tub. 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 In the morning, make your bed. Yeah, in the evening, before you lay your head, place the extra pillows neatly to your left. Oh, we don't need heat. We got enough blankets. And if you don't, turn off the lights off with your head. No pasta. No pasta in the hot tub. No pasta. No pasta in the hot tub. Bada bing bong bing bong bing bong. No pasta. No pasta in the hot tub. No pasta. pasta in the hot tub. 15 minutes of cleanup time. Mr. Clean up the floor, clean up the table, and you done with your coffee. Lock the door. No shoes in the house. No puddles on the shower. Hang up your jacket and do your laundry. No pasta. No pasta in the hot tub. 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 Melt some faces. No pasta, no pasta in the hot tub. 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 Order your pasta. Bring it to the table. Eat it there. Don't bring it in the hot tub.
Hope you enjoyed that fantastic showcase of unique sounds and stories.
And this time of year, we also want to give a big thank you to our viewers out there for watching. This time of the year, it's especially important to give thanks.
And thank you for watching this special episode of Pocono Mountains Magazine. We'll see you again next month in December for a regular show, just in time for the holidays. But first, we're going to go explore downtown Stroudsburg.
See ya.
Good. Bye now.